positives in this contest because you have guys that need to get that conditioning, that need to get that game experience. You need those guys to play well against those kind of teams. And you saw that tonight from a variety of guys. Another guy that I'm personally watching to see how much he can develop this year was Aiden Agahan. 5 points, 5 rebounds from him, a couple of very impressive follow-through dunks. But the star of the game, there's no doubt about it, the on-the-move Realtors player of the game, we're gonna knock this out right off the bat, Carlik Jones. 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists to only 1 turnover, really close to a triple-double in his U of L debut, living up to that hype. All of the times he's won the gold jersey, all of the times that Coach Mack, when he is publicly speaking, praised his floor general, he came through today in a big way. Again, almost a triple-double. He is our on-the-move Realtors player of the game, and you can call Mike Brown at 502-509-SOLD. He's connecting sellers and buyers together every day. The Cards victorious, again, 79-44. The guys that I just mentioned had very good games. And I think while you say, well, 5 points, 5 rebounds, they won't jump off the stat page at you by any stretch. But still, when you have guys that need this experience, you want them to play well against the lesser competitions. And they did just that. Now, one guy, unfortunately, that didn't play very well is David Johnson. He struggled mightily, picked up 3 fouls, rather cheap fouls in the first half, sat the bench for the vast majority of the game, finished with just 4 points, did have 7 rebounds and 5 assists, but did have 4 turnovers. But I think we can all agree, if we want David Johnson to have a bad game, we want him to have a bad game against a team like Evansville. We can't have him play like this on Friday night against Seton Hall. So while we mentioned the other guys that balled out, another player that balled out got the last-minute start, Sam Williamson. 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists on 8 of 12 shooting. That'll get the job done. There's no doubt about that. So you saw from the star players, Carlik Jones, Sam Williamson, 2 out of the 3 of the talented trifecta, most of the guys who were getting that preseason praise balled out today. Again, David Johnson didn't play well, but if there's a game or 2 where he doesn't bring it, you want it to be against a team like that. So we will hear from Coach Mack here shortly, but let's open up the phone lines, guys. You know how we do it here on the ESPN Louisville U of L basketball postgame show. We want to hear from you and your reaction. 267-9680 is the number. 437-9680 is the UPS Jobs text line. Let's open up both of those avenues of communication right now, where we have Loyal Lawrence that'll lead things off tonight. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Ethan, man?
Yeah, you got it.
What? Well, Louisville got through point guard, who commands the game, speed up the tempo, and finish off a fast break. Because it's been a while since Louisville had a point guard like that.
Oh yeah, he's a star, man. He's a star.
Probably since that championship year, Louisville won in 2013. But David cannot get in foul trouble.
No.
So he cannot pick up cheap fouls like that. Because Carlik Jones is may have time where he's in foul trouble, and they better take over the point guard duty. I think if Carlik Jones stay healthy this whole season, don't miss no games, Louisville can go far this year. And again, I think Louisville's going to be a great defensive team. I know it was just Evansville, but I love the way they play defense. And you got to love Jason Osborne's son today.
Oh, man.
Like, the way he can finish inside and get up quickly on something.
Yeah.
You got to love that. And I had a hard time watching the second half because ESPN Apple was acting up. But I can't wait. Yeah, every time I'm trying to watch the game, it is. The TV dividers do not show this game. So issues. I'm trying to get around it. But you got to look, this first game, jitters, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
They can get together when they put it Friday night against Seton Hall.
Yes, sir. Well, it's Friday afternoon, 4 o'clock is the tip time for that one. So, yeah, you got to be ready for that one, Lawrence. Thanks for the phone call, buddy. Yeah, and if Lawrence is happy and feeling good, that's a good sign for U of L Sports because he, a lot of the times, is not happy. But he is, and I think there's a lot to be happy about if you're a Louisville fan in the Cards' 79-44 victory over Evansville.
Has Lawrence ever been happy?
I think today was.
I mean, other than today, obviously, I don't know if I've ever really heard him happy.
There's been a handful of times, not very many handfuls, but today I think we can chalk that up as him being happy. Phone lines are full. When somebody drops off, you can drop in. Let's go to Tommy. He's up next on the Louisville Basketball Postgame Show. Hey, Tommy.
What's up, buddy? I just got one quick thing to say. Carly Jones was an absolute beast tonight. Not only on offense, but defense, was never in foul trouble, helped out because we don't have the foul spot. I know that Evansville is Evansville, and I know it's not the same team that beat the Cats, but you always got to be happy with a U of L W. Go Cards.
Absolutely. Well said, Tommy. Yeah, Carly Jones again, our on-the-move Realtors player of the game, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists to only 1 turnover. And you know what? He's also our BJ Hegan Cooling Defensive Player of the Game. Call the experts you can trust at bjheatcool.com. He was quick on the switches. He had active hands, got a lot of deflections, and also had a steal as well. So he is a guy, I mean, he's the catalyst of this team, let's be honest. And then when David Johnson plays like he normally does, Louisville has a lethal backcourt. There's no doubt about that. Let's go to Eric up next, talking about this Louisville victory here.
Chris Mack has the plan of attack. Man, I was loving this game, man. I love Hogan Orbaugh sporting the mask, rocking the mask out there, you know?
Yeah, man.
I liked it, dude. I liked it. That's hardcore, man. But I like this team. I really think we can. I mean, we're just dunking on people and, you know, shooting well. And Carly Jones, I mean, I agree with Lawrence. I think the way of Carly Jones is the way of this team.
Absolutely. Well said. And then to kick things off, thanks, Eric. I mean, 18, 8, and 7. Your opening game. I don't care who you're up against. You put up those numbers. You're going to be looked at as somebody who needs to put those numbers up day in and day out, especially once ACC play rolls around. Here is Ethan on the line. First of all, it's a very cool name. Ethan, welcome into the Louisville Basketball Postgame Show.
Thank you. I just had to say, first 5 minutes of the game, I was pretty worried. They didn't look too good. But the backcourt Louisville looks really good. Carly's the animal.
Yep.
David Johnson, can't get in foul trouble, but he'll be solid. He'll produce like last year. I'm really just worried about the front court. Front court looks iffy. We don't really have the size we used to have.
Really? So what about Jalen Withers? I mean, he's going to have to play the majority of the minutes at the 5. And then Agahan as well. But still, yeah, I mean, I think the experience, I think the size is there collectively in positions 1 through 5. But, we'll see what happens. They're going to have a test, Ethan, on Friday against Seton Hall.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens then. My friend David Hemmer has something to say.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
Hey, so kind of just going off Ethan's thing with the whole front court. Although I wasn't super impressed, I thought J.J. Traynor did do a good job today. And he didn't have a fantastic game, but I still think that Jalen Withers can produce into a really good player. I think he's got a lot of the raw tools necessary to become like a really forceful wing. In the
I agree with that.
I would agree.
You guys are coming home from the game, so what was it like being in the Yum Center tonight, guys?
Honestly, it was a little eerie. It was fun to be there and stuff, but it was kind of weird. It was a little quiet, and like during the PA and all that kind of stuff, it was a little lower than what it usually is, which kind of made it a little weird. But overall, it was a pretty good experience, and I would 100% go back again.
What was your take on the new PA announcer?
He just I'm 21 years old. I've been going to Louisville basketball games for years, and he just wasn't the same as the old guy. But I think the biggest problem was that they didn't turn up the PA loud enough.
Interesting. Yeah, I noticed that. All right, thanks for the phone call, guys. Up next is Coach Mack here on the Louisville basketball postgame show.
Well, I heard an NFL broadcast the other day, and they were talking about how the head coaches and players are just very different than playing an empty stadium. Concentration lapses and the ability to stay focused all the way through when there's nobody in the stands, and hearing everything that's said on the floor. It's just different. But it felt great nevertheless. It was good to see our guys get to play against someone different. Heck, they've been doing workouts, Jody, since June. One-on-one, 3-on-3. I know they're sick of playing against one another, and quite honestly, I'm sick of watching them get hurt against one another.
We've heard a lot about Carlik in the preseason. Those people that saw him last year, they know he's a good player. But for his first game to come out with an opener like that, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and only 1 turnover, he really played well in the opening game.
Yeah, it's what we've come to expect. I don't know what the numbers will be each and every game. There's going to be certain games where teams really, try to take him away, deny his touches. He'll have to work a lot harder than he did tonight.
That's a fact.
But, he has a really good poise about him, and he can create his own shot and shots for other players at any point in time.
Spencer, don't be scared to say look good.
We just got to be able to
don't let them scare you off.
Not only Carlik, but our entire roster is able to play these 5 games in such a short period of time, and that's why we're trying to get him out there in the second half. But as has been reported, he's going to be one of our best players, if not our best player.
You've mentioned it many times. No exhibitions, no scrimmages, no secret scrimmages. Defensively, it probably puts you a little bit behind when you're going against yourself all the time. What did you think as a starting point today defensively for your team?
Well, I thought Mike Pegues did a great job, Jody, of scouting an opponent that we hadn't seen all year. The last time we saw him was in the Missouri Valley tournament, and then obviously some conference games from a year ago. And much like us, they lost their top 5 scorers. Felt like Coach Licklider would come out and run a lot of the similar action, so we prepared for that here over the last 2 or 3 days. And I thought early on, we weren't communicating our switches well enough. We did not want to give Coleman wide open threes. And then I thought as the first half wore on, we did a much better job of communicating switches. We carried that over to the beginning of the second half. And like I said, last 6 minutes, I'm not really excited about how we played defensively.
Can you just speak on J.J. Traynor, Dre Davis, first time in the Yum Center with some fans that are first time with the lights on, and both guys actually very, very well in their performance tonight?
Yeah, couldn't be happier for those two. Number one, I feel bad for them because, as we know, that's not what the Yum Center on opening night it normally looks like. And let's cross our fingers that a year from now, when those two are sophomores, we're going to have a much greater experience for them. But how they've worked and acclimated themselves as freshmen, as teammates, as understanding the game, I have a lot of confidence in both of them. A lot of confidence. Now they're going to face stiffer tests as we move forward, starting on Friday. But, Dre just is very, very solid. Seems like every kid I get from Indianapolis really knows how to play the game. And if JJ was 20 pounds heavier and stronger, he'd be one of the better players in our conference in the front court. But for him to not miss a shot, ideal man for a guy like Carlik and Dave for lobs on a pick and roll. He runs the floor, great finisher around the basket. And when he gets stronger, Jody, he's even going to get better. So, really, really happy with both of those guys. They're a big part of our team already as freshmen.
With that, we'll go to questions first from Tim Sullivan and then to Shannon. Tim, you're muted. Still muted.
A lot of people would be excited about that, Tim.
Their check. I'll give him just a moment here. Here we go.
Come on, Tim. What are you doing?
I know. Shannon's trying to help him, or we'd go to Shannon. still don't have you. I'm sorry.
Come on, Tim. Get it together.
It's always tough not being able to answer those questions from Tim Sullivan.
All right, Shannon, we'll go to you.
Hey, Coach. Today wasn't really David Johnson's day, but when he's racking up some of those fouls, is there something he could be doing differently to protect himself and not get into that foul trouble?
Yeah, and I talked to David, just a few moments ago, Shannon, in the locker room about just that.
I assumed you were using speak to text.
His first foul, he gets a charge, right? The second foul, he ends up guys on the sideline, in the deep corner, and all he's trying to do is dribble the ball out and restart the offense. He's not really threatening our defense. He's not trying to score. He's not trying to free up a teammate.
The guards are going to make.
He's just trying to dribble it out and throw it to the top of the key and, get offense running. Dave's got to have better awareness of that situation, a lot of awareness. And number one, you're one of our few guards right now that are healthy. We need you in the game. To take yourself out with 2 fouls. And we were still going to play him in the first half like we did with 2. But you shouldn't even be in that position. You shouldn't be bumping a guy who's dribbling up the sideline just to throw the ball back out top. Third foul is a tough one because Dre Davis communicated the switch out to Dave. And when he did that, he pushed Dave out there to try to get to the shooter and push Dave into the shooter. So it's a little bit of Murphy's Law on that one. But, hey, Dave's got to play better. There are going to be times every guy on our team is going to have 2 fouls. They're going to go to the bench. There's going to be a lot of time left in the first half. And how attuned are they to the game? Can they keep their head in the game? Can they come back in and seamlessly do what they need to do on both ends of the floor and us not feel like this guy's lost for the game or he's out of it mentally? And I don't think Dave did a very good job of that. I think he got back in and pressed a little bit. In the second half, he didn't play very well. He turned the ball over. I thought he started the second half a little better. But we've come to expect a lot more out of Dave. He's been so much better in practice. So I don't have a concern. But, yeah, would I have liked him not to, commit some of those fouls? Absolutely. And then despite him committing them, I still think he should have played better and kept his head in the game and been more of a positive when he got back in the game, especially in the second half when he started the half with 3 fouls.
Coach, relaying this question to you, with numerous schools playing without spectators, are you encouraged that this model can work and may it lead to larger crowds in time?
Yeah, I sure hope so. Here's the thing. Our season's going to stretch out until, March, April. Obviously, April's, what we all wish for. But, with the vaccine going to essential workers here in the beginning of December in some places, let's hope that, over time, maybe some of the rules get relaxed, maybe some of the lockdown, the restrictions that are, being put in place both here in Kentucky, Ohio, different states around the country, that, if the curve sort of flattens a little bit, maybe we go back to, what we looked like before. So, and I'm talking about 2-3 months ago. But, we're in the winter. I'm so sick of the phrase uncharted territory, but that's where we're at.
Go to Matt McGavick.
Hey, Coach. Sam Williamson had a pretty strong game, particularly in the second half. One, talk a little bit about his performance, and 2, how healthy was he going into this game? I know he's been dealing with an aggravated patella tendon.
Yeah, Sam's practiced the last week and a half or so, and, no restrictions. He hasn't come out of certain drills. He's really trying to get his wind back. And, like I said, I think not just a Sam issue, but really a team issue the first 3, 4, 5 minutes, feeling out process of being on the game floor for the very first time against an opponent that you think you know what they're going to do, but, we have no film, on their team this year. So, I thought once he got his legs under him, the game sort of rolled out. He played much better as time went on, played a lot more poised. He's got to cut down on his turnovers. Half of them were charges. And again, when you charge, you're usually sped up, whether you're in the post or on the perimeter. And again, as a sophomore, I'd like to think that Sam will be a lot more composed as time goes on. He played well tonight.
Do we have other questions for Coach? We'll take 2 more. Shannon?
Speaking of charges, I'm hearing myself echo here with Tim next to me, but Carlik Jones tried to take a charge earlier in the game and nothing was called, and then he later did take a charge that it did call. Can you just speak to what that is, something you guys want to do?
He can play some defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think your better defensive teams punish people when they drive the ball to the basket. I'm disappointed that we didn't have more, Shannon, because I thought we were getting beat, especially in the second half, off the dribble a little bit too much. But, Carlik is not afraid, and
I don't know, Spencer.
Take a charge to step in.
First game.
At the end of the first half.
First game, I seen
more
Sam
guys
doing
to
the
do
same
that. I
things
think
he was
Dave
doing
took
last year.
And again, two of our primary playmakers sacrificing their body. We need
I
more
wasn't
guys
excited
to get in position.
about Sam's first couple possessions.
Trying to get 4 or 5 charges a game. And so it's a small start, but it's an expectation in our program and something that we're really going to continue to focus on trying to get and earn during games.
We'll go back to Matt.
Hey, Coach. I know after one game it's kind of hard to get a feel for the position, but after one game, what's your overall thoughts on the center position between Withers, Spencer, and Nick Ahon?
Yeah, well, we have 4 guys that are playing the 5. I thought the best of all 4 of them tonight was J.J. Traynor. I thought he was really active. I thought he communicated his switches out. I think he only got beat off the dribble by their point guard one time on a switch. He'll get better with the experience. And so I thought he did a terrific job. Heads and tails above those other guys. Heads and shoulders, I should say. Jalen, he relaxes too much right now for me to get excited and compliment him on here. He's got to be way better for us. I realize this is his first
Yeah. I'm not
game,
totally
so
down
I
on him. I just
slack, but I
want him to go
now for a
McDonald's
year. He has
All-American
all the
ball
tools.
out mode. You know what I'm
But,
saying? With the ball in his
world's
hands.
full of people that
He
have
looked kind of
tools that don't use
loose
them.
with the ball.
And it's my job to get him to understand he needs to use them. And he needs to be a heck of a lot better on both ends of the floor and not relax when his man gives the ball up. Aiden and Gabe are behind a little bit. I thought Aiden did some good things. And Gabe did as well, but their action was obviously limited in comparison to both Jalen and JJ.
Coach, thanks for joining us. We'll have Samuel Williamson and Carlik Jones shortly. Thank you.
Okay.
And we look forward to hearing from those gentlemen as well. And man, how does Tim Sullivan still not know how to operate Zoom or Google Meets or Microsoft, whatever the Microsoft version?
I don't know, but we thank him for that content every day of the week.
Indeed. And I love how Mac was like, yeah, Tim, there's probably a lot of people out there that are glad that you're not asking a question. Thought that was pretty funny. Cody's been patiently holding. So, Cody, what's up, man?
Dude, I missed your post-game shows so much, bro. I'm so happy right now, man.
Damn,
Appreciate
Cody.
that, bro.
You throwing shade at
Anytime,
rugby?
man. God, I mean, there's really not a lot to critique, man. I mean, the one thing that really shocked me, and I think everybody, is that JJ got the clock that he did. I mean, he's easily the best rim runner on the team right now.
Oh yeah,
which I did not expect. I mean, my God, he was hustling to the basket. I mean, he moves well on defense. I mean, God, the bigs got to take notes, man, because I mean, he was just catching lob after lob. I mean, I'm just really happy. And dude, Carlik had his paws all over every single possession, man. I mean, that the playmaking is really going to take care of itself with a lot of these bigs. And I'm really happy that Hayden got a good amount of work and he showed some things. I mean, a couple really good dunks a game from him is going to be nice. I mean, he's going to have better games than this.
What are y'all eating for dinner?
I thought he was starting to get a little bit more confidence as the game went on. But, I mean, overall, I'm just pleased. I'm really happy that JJ just stuck out.
I got to go to Kroger.
Everybody just seemed to have gotten better over time.
Give me some dinner suggestions.
David's going to get it. David's going to obviously get better. I mean, shoot, Donovan Mitchell had a very slow start to his sophomore year.
For dinner?
And look at how that turned out. I'm not comparing him to Donovan yet, but, we're expecting that big leap out of David. So I'm not concerned about him. Just overall, really happy that we got basketball. Really happy to hear you on the
fish thing don't close early, does it?
I'm going to hang up and listen, brother.
Appreciate it, Cody. Sam Williamson is at the podium. We'll go to him now.
Okay, I got to get to Kroger before the fish spot closes.
Start us off.
Get out of here. Appreciate y'all hanging out, man. YouTube, subscribe, Naperville.
Hey, Samuel, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good, good.